Hi again, everyone. As you can see, I'm in another part of the house. I decided to go in a different room this time, get a little more light. But in light of what I just heard on Leslie Nance's Go-To Kitchens, hi, uh, Deborah and Nico, and those coming in. I decided to do a Periscope on health. I see Mark on again. He was just on Leslie Nance's Go-To Kitchens. She was talking about the liver, and she got to be thinking about I should do. I know I didn't expect to do one, but it's like the Lord impressed me that I should do a scope on giving up harmful foods because people don't know what they're doing to their body. Hi, Nico. Welcome. Blessings to you as well. Invite your followers and share this out. As you can see, I'm in another part of the house. I'm in what used to be my office, which is where I have my printer and things behind me, where I keep some books and stuff behind me. Oh yes, I know. I know. I learned a lot from her scope too. She usually does cooking scopes, but today she decided to do talking about the liver. People don't realize what they're putting into their body. They're harming their body, you know. But with that being said, I want to send up a prayer to. No, I'm not, Deborah. I might look like it, but no, I'm healthy as can be. Um, I'm just in another part of the room. Hi, Philip. Good to see you. I'm just in a different part of the room where I opened up the blinds and I got more light in here. Now I decided to sit in my office chair and be a little more comfortable and come in here this time. And oh, oh, my voice, yeah, my voice can be kind of funny sometimes. Good. Welcome, Philip. Blessings. Uh, I think it is. This is a more of a smaller room and the acoustics are different. So, because that living room is a much bigger room, but this is a very small room, so the acoustics will sound, my voice will probably sound different. But I decided to sit in this office chair and do a Periscope from here and just put it on the stand and do it this way this time instead of the tripod where I can knock it over. This way I can't knock it over and I can be comfortable. Hi again, good to see you. Welcome. You can share this out, invite your followers. I didn't intend to do another Periscope, but I decided, well, I need to do another health scope because it's so important that people be healthy. You know, the world is just so full of sickness because of the things that they're eating, they're putting into the body. No, I don't. I used to when I was younger, but I don't anymore because I realize it's not good for you, you know. And when I did drink, I drank very little, you know, and I wish now I hadn't touched the stuff. Welcome, Tanisha. Wish I hadn't touched it. But no, I don't drink at all, and I'm thankful that I don't. Um, yeah, I've heard that. I've heard of that. I don't know why they would do that, but you know that is crazy that they would put that in foods like that. I know I don't do stuff like that. Um, yeah, well, it happens, Deborah. I think a lot of us wish we hadn't done things that is when we were younger, but I was never told when I was younger that I should be having this stuff. They never stressed it. I wasn't an Adventist at the time. I was a Lutheran, and they never stressed it in the Lutheran church because a lot of Lutherans drank alcohol. So they never stressed you shouldn't be drinking alcohol. So therefore, I would drink alcohol like crazy. Well, when I went to the bars and stuff, hi Dana, but after a while, I decided, no, it's not good for me. I'm not going to do it anymore. Welcome to everybody coming in here, Fredino, Dana. Um, Oh, that's right. Yep, you're right, right. Hi, good to see you, Dana. I wasn't going to do another Periscope, but I decided to come on here and do another health nugget or health scope because we need to get the health message out. Stacy isn't on Periscope anymore. Hi, good to see you. Welcome, Fredino. Good to see you. And I needed to do another Periscope. You know, I do a lot of prophecy scopes, so I want to do another health scope, and because people don't realize. Yeah, I am too. I am too, but I understand. Stacy Klein from our plant-based bunch, she's no longer on Periscope. She did a Periscope, I think, on Sunday. It's too overwhelming for her, and she got a lot of trolls and everything else. I didn't know anything about it, that she had quit Periscope until Philip, and I'm thankful for Philip that he had messaged me and told me that she was no longer on Periscope. I can understand why. She has a family to take care of. It became overwhelming. She couldn't handle the trolls, and she's had problems with other people in the past. So I'm just thankful that she could be with her family. You know, I'm going to miss her, but she is on Facebook Live. She does go on Instagram. She does post. She's going to start posting more YouTube videos, so we'll see her there. So I think I'm going to open up this scope with a prayer. So if you bow your heads, let's pray with me. Dear Father in heaven, I pray that you be with the people in this Periscope, the ones that are on now and the ones that will come in later, Lord. I just pray that this health message will resonate with everyone, that they'll realize that they haven't been living right and been eating the way they should, Lord. This world is a sin-sick world, Lord. People are dying every day because of the things they're putting in their body without even realizing that they're not supposed to have them. And the doctors aren't going to tell them anything, Lord. They're going to just let them continue on, keep getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I just pray, Lord, that people that come in here will hear what I have to say and that they'll want to come out of their eating badly. Get into what God gave us in the Garden of Eden. He gave us the fruits and the vegetables of the garden. That's what we should be getting back to, Lord. So pray that we all can get back to eating that way. So we need to be strong for you, Lord. We don't want to be sickly and die prematurely. And I'm afraid that's what a lot of people are doing, Lord. They're dying prematurely because of the way they're eating. So I pray that this scope will help those that need to live better and eat better, that they'll want to do it and start being better prepared for what's to come on this earth. Now go with us all. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Welcome to everybody that just come on. This scope is very important because in light of Les and Nan's talking about the liver, people come in there and asking about, well, is alcohol good? No, alcohol is not good. People think, well, if you drink alcohol in moderation, it's good for you. But I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. You shouldn't be drinking alcohol at all. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark, but I can't say we won't. But I'm sitting right here that if they come on, I'll block them. But we know we're going to get them. We're going to have people that come in and start talking about unhealthy foods. We have to deal with them. So we got one. We got a bot right now. Let me take care of that bot real quick. So if you see these, you can report them right away. And I happen to, because I'm not going to always probably catch them right away, but we're going to get a lot of bots. Periscope needs to clean their thing up again because they have a lot of bots. But anyway, people think that they can drink alcohol and they can eat anything they want and it's not going to affect them. But they don't realize that a lot of the foods, hi, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. They don't realize that a lot of the foods they're eating and the things that they're drinking are harmful to their body. They're not going to live very long eating and drinking the way they are. They need to stop it. God gave us the fruits and vegetables in the Garden of Eden. A lot of people don't think you can get your protein from your fruits and vegetables, but you can. There's a lot of fruits and vegetables that have they're all protein. They're good for you. You can eat them raw as well as cooked. Now, however, raw is a better state to eat them in because a lot of times when you cook your vegetables, and this is a well-known fact, you cook your vegetables, they're going to lose the nutrients. So it's the best to eat them raw if you can. Like, I love cauliflower raw. I love broccoli raw, cabbage raw, lettuce. Of course, we don't cook lettuce anyway. But a lot of the vegetables, carrots. I love raw carrots better than I do cooked carrots. For some reason, I'm not a fan of cooked carrots. I can tolerate them, but I really don't love them per se. I'd rather eat them raw. The more you eat raw, the better you are. It's best for everybody. However, a lot of people I know are not going to eat things raw. They'd rather have them cooked, And I used to help my aunt when she was alive, help her cook foods. And, she put a lot of the vegetables in a pot and stuff and cook them, At that time, I didn't realize you're losing the nutrients off the foods by cooking them. And people probably still don't realize it to this day that you're losing the nutrients. However, granted, there are some vegetables that you really shouldn't be eating raw, like potatoes. Try eating potatoes raw. You can do it, but it's very, very difficult. They aren't as good raw as they are cooked. So once in a while, I will get me some potatoes. I'll cook potatoes and I'll have mashed potatoes. Make me some vegan butter or vegan gravy and put on the mashed potatoes. It is so very, very good. Potatoes have a lot of starch, so you got to be very, very careful. I think they're good for you to a certain point, but kind of, be careful. Well, you know what they say. It's okay. A lot of the potatoes, like I used to have a garden that get small potatoes in them, and they were small enough to leave the peeling on. They say the peeling is the best part of the potato. So if you want to fix a potato with the peeling on it, of course, baked potatoes. When you bake the potato, don't you leave the peeling on? That's good too, because that is the best part of the potato. But be sure and wash them really, really good. I don't know if they're better or not. You can fix them either way. Thing of it is, with mashed potatoes, you don't have any grease or oil. Now, in order to fry potatoes, you'd have to use some oil. However, you'd be careful what oil you use. If I would fry potatoes, I would use like coconut oil in my skillet or olive oil. I used to use, years ago, used to corn oil, but I wouldn't do that anymore. You shouldn't use that. Should use a good vegetable oil, like olive oil, maybe sesame seed oil, coconut oil, good oils like that. I'm not saying one is better than the other. Yeah, I know. That's easy to do. But I make my own butter, vegan butter, that's got coconut oil and that in it. What about sunflower? I think that might be okay too. That would be a very good oil. I don't happen to have that one, but I've got the sesame seed oil, I've got grapeseed oil, I've got coconut oil, and I've got olive oil. Yeah, it's not, you shouldn't have that much of it. However, I do fix noodles from time to time and put vegan butter on them, but they are the egg-free noodles. You can buy those. I would suggest if you can get those wherever you shop. Now, I shop at Walmart. They have the egg-free noodles. That's what you can get. But there again, probably eat it a little sparingly. Don't eat it a lot. But I do fix me some of those and put butter on them, and with mashed potatoes, and they're very, very good. You know, potatoes are good anyway. They're a very, very good, good for fiber. Which vegan butter? Now, what I used for my pancakes was the Smart Balance. However, when I use vegan butter most of the time, most of the time when I have my own vegan butter that I make, I use it, but I'm out of it right now, so I'll have to make more again. It's coconut oil. I've periscoped that one before. I don't have the ingredients with me right in front of me, but it does have coconut oil and a few other ingredients. There's another bot. So if you can make your own vegan butter, it's the best thing to do. Otherwise, I use Smart Balance, or no, not Smart Balance, Earth Balance. Excuse me, it's Earth Balance. But I don't use too much of it. I'd rather make my own vegan butter because I know what's in it. It's got coconut oil and good things in it. You got to be careful on some of that. So that's the vegan butter I put in my pancakes. But it's like I've stressed before. If you make your own foods, you're gonna live. You're going to know what's in them, and they're going to be healthier for you because you're not putting a whole list of chemicals like this into your body, into your foods. I try to limit that, Oh, I've never heard of that one. Oh, they just can. Well, that's probably why I don't see it, because they don't have it anymore. Yeah, they've got the organic Earth Balance. They got the regular Earth Balance. I get both. Now, I use it like I said, I use it very sparingly. Like I said, I'd rather make my own vegan butter and put that in foods. What are good things to eat? Well, you should eat, I eat a lot of broccoli. I eat a lot of carrots, tomatoes. Now, I don't care for spinach. However, a lot of people eat spinach. I like to make salads. People will make a kale salad. I like lettuce salad. It has your peppers in it. Now, I found out that if you're going to put peppers in your salad, it's best to put the red or the yellow, because those are the ones that are ripe. The green are not. They are not ripe because they are the unripe peppers. You don't really want to put them in there. Let me go get some water. I'm going to have to go get me some water, so I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that. I need some water once in a while. But anyway, people always asking what's good to eat. Well, any of your fruits and vegetables are good to eat. But try to keep them in this raw state as much as you can. It's like I said, raw is better for you, because if you start cooking them, you're going to cook the nutrients out. And like I said, when it comes to carrots, I can eat them cooked, but I prefer them raw because they're much better. And I do peel them. However, I think when I made my cheese sauce. I'm not sure I can't remember if I peeled them or not. I have a cheese sauce that I made. Yes, it is. My cheese sauce that I made it using carrots and potatoes. And I had to cook the carrots and the potatoes first, cooked them together in a pot on the stove. Then I poured them into the Vitamix. And you put in half a cup of water. And then it takes a few other ingredients, but it's a real good cheese sauce. I like making my own things because I know what I put in them. It's not loaded with chemicals. People will go to the store and buy things. I've heard you could do that as well. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it would be fine. I've seen some recipes that call for roasted vegetables. I think there's a soup out there, roasted red pepper soup or something like that, which I have not done that yet. But yes, you could do that. Now, I have a toaster oven, so if I'd ever want to roast like red peppers or anything like that, I could just put them in my toaster oven as well because it's good for that. But anything like that would be very, very good. But you've got to be careful when you go to the store and you look at the ingredients on the package. Look at them carefully because it's going to have chemicals in it that are not good for you to have. And I'm so thankful for Philip when he talked about carrageenan because I wasn't aware of how bad carrageenan is. Now I make sure that when I buy anything in the store, it doesn't have carrageenan in it. And I had bought things before I heard his Periscope and saw it on the carrageenan. I had bought things with carrageenan in it. Well, since then, I either threw them out or give them to the dog. I won't touch it because I didn't realize, they say they're vegan and they're supposed to be non-GMO, but yet they put carrageenan in it. How in the world can that be vegan and non-GMO when they put a chemical in it that's not good for you? I don't understand it, but they do it. It's so sad. Well, Philip can explain to you what carrageenan is. It's a real bad chemical. He'll explain to you what it does to your system. I'm not quite sure you remember, but it's not a very, very good chemical. And it starts CARREGGNAN, something like that, carrageenan. But you'd have to Google it to do some research on it. And Philip evidently had done a lot of research on carrageenan to realize that it's not very good for your body. And I'm thankful he did that Periscope because I found out then that I shouldn't be eating that. And I could get rid of the foods that had the carrageenan in it. There's a lot of foods out there that have so many chemicals in them that most of the time you can't pronounce the chemical. If you can't pronounce it, I think I pretty much got it right, but it's CAR. But you could just look it up and probably Google it. It'll explain to you what it is. And I'm so thankful for him doing that. What's the worst food? Well, there's a lot of foods. Hi, Kay, good to see you. There's a lot of foods out there that are not good for you. There he's telling you what it is. It's a seaweed. Inflammation and other diseases. So it is part of a seaweed. Chocolate, yes, chocolate is not good for you. Now, I'm not saying it's the worst food out there, but it's not really good for you. And that's always been my weakness is chocolate. And it's kind of, meat's not good for you either. Meat will kill you, And I'm not saying that chocolate's not going to kill you. Eventually it probably would either, but it's not refined sugars. Now, when I made my pancakes this morning, I put Marana, which is a brand of a pure cane sugar that I saw at Walmart. Although I didn't buy it there, I bought it at another store until I saw it at Walmart. They carried it too. But anyway, and I showed it on my scope. It's called MERANA, Marana, and that's the brand name, a pure cane sugar. I probably will, and I just called for a tablespoon, and I won't put refined sugar. I'll either use coconut sugar or cane sugar. But there again, you probably would have to use it in moderation. You don't want to go overboard with it. Granted, there are some things that you make that don't taste good unless you put just a little bit of sugar in it, but you be careful how much you use. I wouldn't put a lot of sugar in anything, because you can eat too much. I know anything you buy, it's got a lot of sugar in it. And another thing that you have to watch out for is your sodium. Sodium content in some foods is very, very bad as well because they just load the foods up with sodium. And I don't like that they do that. I'd rather eat it a little bit on the bland side than, that's true, it is and everything. I'd rather eat it a little bit on the bland side than had something with a lot of salt in it. Oh yeah, it's in ramen noodles. You got, like I said, there salt is in everything, and you really don't use more of it. But you have to be careful, And like I said, I don't really use the iodized salt. I really use. I used to use garlic salt. I like garlic salt, sea salt, the Himalayan pink salt. Those are the salts that I like to use. When I called for a teaspoon of salt for my pancakes this morning, I used sea salt, not the regular iodized salt. It's much better for you. But like I said, everything's in moderation. You got to be careful. Don't put a lot of sodium on your foods. I try to avoid eating a lot of foods that have a lot of sodium in it. Well, your potato chips, your pretzels, and things like that, just loaded with salt. Oh my goodness, just you can't hardly eat them. Yes, Himalayan pink salt. I use that quite a bit. I have a grinder, and I grind it into my food, and I like it the best. They have that at Walmart. That's where I bought that. It's real good for you. You got to be so careful. But being on this journey has not always been easy, because there are so many things that I wish I could eat, but I can't anymore. Well, it comes to the meat, I'm not, too worried about that, because I wasn't what you call a real meat eater anyway. I ate some, but I never ate it every day. But now that I don't eat it at all, I don't miss it. I do smoothies once in a while. I haven't made orange juice per se, no, but I have made smoothies, fruit smoothies in my Vitamix, where it might have little strawberries in it and apples or whatever. I make my own conglomeration, and soups. I make my own soups. I know it's hard to give it up. I found it was hard for me too, but once I gave it up cold turkey, I never went back to it again. It was, I told myself I have to, because you don't understand. Meat is a killer. It's slowly killing you. It's not good for you. We were never meant to eat the meat like that. Sure, after the flood, they ate a lot of meat, but that's not. But things were different then, than they are now. That things are not the way they were then. Your water is polluted for your fish. The meat the meats of the animals is all tainted. It's all and some of them are got like your pork. It's got parasites in it. Definitely do not eat pork, because that is parasites. You cannot cook that meat enough to get rid of the parasites that are in there. So you don't want to eat that. That is the one meat that God condemns us not to eat in the Bible anyway. And the reason for that is because it has a cloven hoof, but it does not chew the cud. I never did eat much pork either. And thank goodness I didn't, But people, I go into the store and I'll watch people, and they'll just load their carts full of pork. In fact, when it comes to Christmas dinner, a lot of people will have ham for Christmas dinner. Some of them have Easter dinner. And I don't understand why. Why do they think they have to have that? Can't they just make their own, or just leave it out of their, it's crazy. People just love that stuff. But, my daughter-in-law, for Christmas dinner, she used to always fix salmon. But it does. You're right. It does sell up very well, unfortunately, and that's why people buy it. As long as people are going to buy it, they're going to keep killing them. Yeah, that's true. They don't. They have never been told. But I'm getting back to what I was saying. My aunt, not my aunt, but my daughter-in-law used to fix a lot of salmon. Every Christmas we'd have salmon and she'd put a lot of pepper and stuff on it, and I couldn't hardly eat it. Well, since she's had her breast cancer, she has done away with eating meat, so she doesn't fix that anymore. I'm thankful for that, so I won't have to eat that on Christmas anymore. But it just takes something like that to make a person realize they should have been eating better this whole time. So she doesn't eat meat, my son doesn't eat meat, and the grandkids don't eat any meat anymore. In fact, at Thanksgiving time, she fixed turkey, and she fixed vegetarian turkey, and I didn't eat any of the turkey at all. I passed it up. I ate the mashed potatoes and things like that and vegetables, but I didn't eat the turkey. I told myself I wasn't going to eat it, and I didn't. You need to get away from eating meat. Well, if you could see chicken, how they take chickens and put them in cages or put them in the areas, and they're just packed in like sardines. There's a Hi, Darlene. Good to see you. There's a movie on YouTube called Forks Over Knives. You should really watch that because that shows you about how the chickens are all together in this one area. They can't even move. It doesn't really matter if it's organic. It's still an animal product. You shouldn't be eating it. Hi, Darlene. Good to see you. Well, I used to eat tuna and that too, but I don't even eat that anymore. It's still the same thing, Mark. That's right. It's full of hormones, and not only that, the fish are not good for you anymore. It's mercury. The waters are tainted. You don't want to eat anything that comes out of the sea, either the ocean or water. That's right. They're contaminated. You don't want to eat anything. If you make your own yogurt, I don't see where there's anything wrong with that. But be careful what you put into it, though. Make it vegan yogurt. I don't eat yogurt. I haven't eaten it in a long time because it's got stuff in there. It's that doesn't taste very good either. So you got to be careful. I don't like yogurt. I used to eat the flavored yogurt, but I won't even touch it anymore. Oh, well, you have to. It'll take time, Mark. It might be a little hard at first. Yes, he did. But at the time that he did, things were different than they are now. You have to understand. The ground is contaminated. Our waters are contaminated. The animals and that are diseased. There's diseased animals out there. They get sick, mad cow disease and things like that. You shouldn't be eating animals anyway. If you saw, and I did see a Periscope. Somebody had Periscoped it a while back about pigs, which I don't eat anyway, but pigs being getting ready for slaughter and what they had to go through to be slaughtered. It just brought tears to my eyes, and it was so sad because those animals should not have to die so we can put them on our plates for a dinner time. We need to preserve this environment. Originally, God put the animals on this earth for our environment, but man has chosen to take the animals and put them on, and kill them, slaughter them, and put them on our dinner table. Yeah, I don't say you should eat much pizza. Make your own pizza. You can make your own. You can make like a vegan pizza or something like that. I have had vegetarian pizzas, which are better, but your cheese pizzas, your meat pizzas and stuff like that, no, they're not good. But you could probably find a recipe on YouTube for making your own pizza. No, I'm not. I'm not offended by it, but I'm not a transgender. I was born a female and I'm still a female. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. But pizza, if you're going to eat pizza, it should be a vegan pizza and eat it in moderation. I don't think you should eat a lot of pizza because I don't really think that much is good for you. I've never heard of that, Darlene, but that does make sense. Yeah, there you go. And I have tahini too. Is it bad to give kids whole milk? Yes, it is. I'll tell you why. Because if you give kids milk, that's not going to help them any. And that's pus and blood in the milk anyway. Milk is actually for calves. It's not meant for human beings. If you're going to give your kids milk, give them non-dairy milk like your almond milk, your cashew milk, or you can make your own. There's, like I said, there's almond milk, there's cashew milk, there's coconut milk, there's rice milk. All those milks that's right. Milk was never meant for us. Milk is for calves. That's exactly. Raw milk, I still don't think that you should be giving them. I don't think you should. I don't know about raw milk if it's healthy or not. I would rather have the non-dairy milk. It'd be much better. Now, I'm not saying that raw cow's milk isn't better for you because it hasn't been processed. It hasn't gone through the pasteurization process. But I still don't think that you should be drinking it anyway. You're allergic to almond and cashew milk. Well, there is coconut milk out there, and there's also rice milk. You can try those two; they would be fine. But I've made my own. I've made my own almond milk already. I've made my own cashew milk. They told her to drink raw milk. Well, if it's going to help her, fine. Myself, I probably wouldn't drink the raw milk. I prefer not to. I would rather just drink what I've been, almond milk or cashew milk. I've never heard of cucumber milk. Now, that's an odd one. But it's amazing what you can do nowadays, And I never heard of a lot of these milks. You know, my ex-husband is the one that told me about almond milk, vanilla almond milk, and I put that in my cereal, and it's very good. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. You can share this out and invite your followers. Welcome to everybody coming in. I see Rhonda came in, and I did unblock you from Periscope, as you can see. I'm sorry I blocked you. I didn't realize it was you on Sabbath. What cereals do I eat? I eat organic cereals that don't have any coloring. And they sell those at Walmart as well. Like it's honey nut oats, and it's regular flavor, and it's not colored, because you don't want to buy like colored foods and things like that. Oh, that's true. Actually, they call them nuts. They're actually legumes, I think, or they're not actually. They don't actually call them nuts. I like to call them nuts, but they say they're not actual nuts. And as far as peanut butter is concerned, I make my own peanut butter as well. I got my food processor, and I'll make peanut butter in there. And it's real creamy. I put a little bit of peanut oil in it, not very much, maybe just a tab of honey. And sometimes I don't put any honey in it, just a little peanut oil to make it creamy, and put it in my food processor, and it's delicious. It takes about 3 cups of peanuts, but it is much better for you. It's healthier for you. Now, there is healthy peanut butter in the store. If you've never tried Adam's peanut butter, you can try that. It is the kind you have to stir it. It's a natural peanut butter. It's organic. I don't really like it very well. It doesn't have any salt or anything in it. It's salt-free, which is better for you. The peanut butter I make, I don't put salt in it. I'd rather not put salt in it. I'd rather have put a little bit of honey in it maybe, or put the peanut oil in it. No, I haven't. Hi, good to see you. Welcome, Angela. Welcome. Welcome, Richard. Welcome. Welcome to everybody coming in. But it just depends. But when it comes to the raw milk, like you posted, I've never had raw milk. I'm not sure that I could stomach it. Good to see you, Richard. I don't make anything like that, for the simple fact I go to my son's for Christmas. She does all the making and the baking. She does all the food and the baking, so I don't do that. But I prefer the non-dairy milks. Like I said, your almond milk, your cashew milk, the coconut milk, which I have some of that, rice milk. It is sometimes, and a lot of it is hard to get organic too. A lot of people can't afford organic foods. Yeah, you're right. It is hard to eat healthy, but we have to start doing it, because if we don't, I don't think it is. Now, some people can't stomach soy, Darlene, so it's up to you. If you can stomach soy, it's fine. Some of the recipes I have call for soy milk. But I don't put soy milk in it if I don't have any. I either put coconut milk in it, or I'll put almond milk, which I put a lot of almond milk in a lot of my recipes. Yeah, we have to sacrifice. Just go, if you have some almonds in a high-speed blender, just make your own almond milk. It's real simple, it's real simple. You could find a recipe online to make it from, or just use your almonds and water, and you could flavor it up a little bit if you want to put a little bit of honey in it, or put a little vanilla in it. Now, vanilla soy ice cream, wow. But when it comes to vanilla, again, I do not use the vanilla extract that you buy in the stores, for the simple fact it's got alcohol in it. I buy the non-alcoholic vanilla flavoring I got off of Amazon. That's what I use. It's quite a bit of difference in flavor, but it's better for me because it's not harming. Because all of your extracts, and I've looked at every one of them, all your extracts in the store, like your vanilla extract, your almond extract, lemon extract, every one of them have alcohol. Even the organic one has alcohol in it. And I'm thinking, organic alcohol? What the world is that? It makes no sense. So I don't buy that, And you can also buy the vanilla bean, which I do have that. It's quite expensive. I hesitate using it because it is expensive. I have no idea. I don't know, Darlene, but somebody had told me, I don't know if it was Erlene or somebody had told me on Periscope one day to check the vanilla extract. It's got alcohol in it. So sure enough, when I went to Walmart that day, I saw that it had alcohol in it. I thought, what in the world? Why did they put alcohol in it? I don't know. It's crazy. It's so crazy to put alcohol in. I suppose you're probably right. It does. No, I don't. I don't drink any alcohol at all. I don't drink because it's not good for you. It's it's harmful to you. I suppose there is, Darlene. Actually, there's just about anything you come to anymore, unless you could make it yourself or buy it in another form, is harmful for you. Now, like I said, I buy the non-alcoholic vanilla extract, which is vanilla flavoring, which has a little different taste to it. But and it was you. Oh, okay. I haven't checked that out, but it's better that if you can buy the vanilla bean. Like I said, I do have the vanilla bean. However, I haven't used it yet. I think there's about 2 beans in a little bottle about like this. It's organic. It was about $11 for those 2 vanilla beans. And I thought, whoa, that's really expensive. So I've still got it yet. I hesitate using it. You know, I figure if I can get the non-alcoholic vanilla and use it, that's just as well, because I can just pour it out of the bottle. You can get it through Amazon. Plus probably other places you can get it through too. I don't particularly care to right now, but thank you anyway. But you have to start looking at the ingredients on all your foods. You know, be religious about it. Because if you don't, well, pure vanilla has alcohol in it too. I've looked at both. You got your imitation vanilla extract and pure vanilla extract. They both have alcohol in it, which is not good for you. Yeah, I'm sure it was, Darlene. You know, so that's why I say, yes, it does. You go to the store and pick up the vanilla extract, the almond extract, or whatever they have, the extracts. All of them have alcohol in it. I looked at the almond extract one day and I thought, surely this doesn't have alcohol in it. And I turned the label over and they said alcoholic, and I said, oh no. Everybody, they're putting alcohol in a lot of things. You've got to be very, very religious and look at the labels. It's very, very important because you don't want to put things in your body that are not healthy for you. You'll see ingredients on there that you don't want to put, like MSG and genetically modified organisms. You don't put any of those in your body either. Non-GMO. Try to get non-GMO all you can, because carrageenan is one of those that's probably a GMO. You know, and like I say, it can say vegan on it and non-GMO, but yet they'll put something in it that makes you look at that and say, can this really be vegan? Because it's got a chemical in there that shouldn't be in there. It's crazy. Good morning, Oriole. Welcome. Good to see you. It's crazy that they put something in there that they should not be putting in there. Anything with alcohol in it, don't buy it. If it's got carrageenan in it, don't buy it. I don't understand why they do that. These manufacturers, I guess they feel that the people aren't going to read the labels. And they figure if they're not going to read the labels, they're going to go ahead and buy it. Unfortunately, that's very true. You see other people in the stores, and I watch people. They don't read the labels at all. They'll just put it in their cart, and I think, boy, if they could only read the labels, if they knew what they were dealing with, they wouldn't even buy it at all. But people aren't religious enough to look at the labels. I don't know. You're going to have to Google that, Darlene. It's not in everything, but it is in some certain things. It was in the vegan cheese. It was called veggie cheese that I had bought at the one store that I shop at. And it was non-GMO. It was supposed to be non-GMO. And I never thought about the carrageenan because I never looked at it because I thought, well, this is vegan. It's okay. Until Philip did his Periscope on carrageenan. And then I started looking religiously at the ingredients. And when I saw carrageenan in there, I put it back. I said, no way. A good fruit extract, I'm not sure what you mean there. I can't really answer that for sure. Oh, you're not talking? Oh, I'm sorry, Darlene. I keep seeing you. Okay. Anyway, you got to be very, very careful. And you've got to keep looking at the ingredients. Because you don't know what those chemicals are. If you can't read those chemicals on those ingredients, don't put them in your body. You don't know what those chemicals are unless you take the time, stand there and Google all of them and figure out what they are. Because you know the manufacturers don't care. They're going to put stuff like that in there because you know what they do? They'll change the packaging. They'll make the packaging really pretty to entice you to buy the stuff. Oh, I'm having a wonderful day. Thank you for asking. I hope you're having a great day too. The manufacturers like to change the packaging and make the packaging really, really pretty. They figure if they make the packaging pretty enough, the people are going to want to buy it. And unfortunately, I will have to admit that I did. I would buy a lot because the package was pretty. I've never seen fruit extract. So, I'd have to look that up. I'm not well versed in that. I've never really heard of it. So I really don't know what the fruit extract would be. You're right. All they care about is dollars. And that's the bottom line. As long as they can make money, that's what they're going to do. So that's why they make the packages look so enticing. People will look at the package and say, oh, this looks pretty, without looking at the ingredients. And I did that for the longest time, but I don't anymore. And I'm starting to look at the ingredients a lot more now, because I realize, I think this in here is a bot. I'm starting to look at the ingredients a lot more now than I did, because I realize there's a lot of chemicals. And I've seen some that have that long list of chemicals. 2 or 3 or 4 isn't so bad. But when you get a long list of chemicals, I think you are right, Damon. They are affecting people psychologically, and they don't realize it. They don't realize it at all. They don't care that, they've been on a certain thing for so long, been eating a certain way, and it's hard for people to change. I know it was hard for me too. It was very hard for me to change, because I was so used to eating a certain way. I didn't eat pork, however, but I did eat hamburger. I did eat chicken. I did eat fish. Yes, it does. It does. But I'm so glad right now. I'm gonna have to block that person. That's there. If you report that person, that was a bad word they said. But if people would start realizing what's in their foods, they wouldn't buy the foods. It's better to make it yourself. Make the food yourself. That's what I do. Anything that I can make myself, that I know what's in it, I'm going to do it. I plan on making some vegan breakfast sausage one of these days that I saw on the internet. I saw on YouTube, and I copied the recipe down, which sounds made out of oatmeal again. They sound very interesting. Oh, well, something? Yeah. And here where I live, I can't have a garden. When I was married, I had a garden. And I loved having a garden, because, picking those fresh vegetables, the peas and the beans, and eating them was so healthy. But, I'm not having a garden here. I miss that. So I have to go and buy the fruits and vegetables now. Yes, I am. I'm under 200 pounds. I've lost over 50 pounds total. Not since I started my plant-based diet, but way back. Quite a few months ago, I was 250 pounds. Now I'm under 200, so I have lost a lot of weight. It just pays. Yeah, I know that. I might do that come spring. I might give me a garden like that. I have also bought patio tomatoes to put in the patio. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I am, because it's a struggle. I've struggled with my weight my whole life. It goes up, and that's what people keep telling me. What motivated me? Well, the biggest thing was the fact I didn't like the way I looked. I couldn't get the weight off. I was on a yo-yo diet. I'd go up, and then I'd go down, then I'd go up, and then I'd go down. Yes, losing weight is the hardest. Losing weight is the hardest, but keeping it off. Now, it may fluctuate half a pound or a pound or so, but it doesn't stay there. It is going down, but I have to keep going that way. But I was motivated because I didn't like the way I looked, because I was too heavy, and I thought, I've got to get this weight off. So that's kind of what motivated me. And Philip kind of did too, because he did some health talks, and also Stacy Klein, who's no longer on here, but she did some health nuggets, and she kind of encouraged me too. And that's what got me on this road to living the way I am, eating the way I am. And I'm so thankful for both of them, because they have kept me on the straight and narrow. They did pretty well, although I didn't get as many as I was hoped, because I forgot to water sometimes, and I think they kind of died on the vine. She said that it was just too much for her. It was too stressful. She got a lot of bots. She got a lot of trolls, which I still get them, but I'm dealing with them. And she's got a family to take care of, and I can understand that. I am just by myself. I live alone, so I have nobody to account to. So you won't have to worry about me leaving Periscope, because I intend to stay here, because I'm going to get these messages out as much as I can, because I feel these messages are important. People need to hear the truth. They need to hear that they're not eating right. Yes, she's in Sandwich, Illinois. Yes, she lives about 50 miles from Chicago. But I feel that we all need to hear this. That's why I want to do some health things once in a while, because we don't talk about it enough. Unfortunately, in the Adventist church, it's not stressed enough. That's right. That's all we can do. But, when I go to the fellowship meals, the sad part of it is, yes, we are. We certainly are. I am too, but I anticipated it was going to happen, because she had said before that she wasn't sure if she's going to stay on Periscope or not. But I'm happy that she was on it as long as she was, and we can still see her on Facebook Live. You can reach her on Instagram, or you can see her on YouTube. So it's not that she's left completely. We just won't see her live anymore unless you see her Facebook Live. But I'm thankful for people like her. I'm thankful for Philip. He doesn't come on as much as he used to, but I'm still thankful for him. Because he told me about carrageenan, which I realize now that I shouldn't have been getting. But like I said, you've got to be so careful what you put in your body. Don't put anything in your body that you can't pronounce. Yes, she is. She's got a website, www.ourplantbasedbunch.com. She's got a lot of recipes on there, and I have taken some of her recipes and written them down. In fact, the scrambled tofu that I had posted up on Facebook, I think was last week, I did some scrambled tofu, came off of her website. It turned out absolutely delicious, and I'm going to make it again. I just got to get me some more tofu. I may have some in the refrigerator. I don't have to look. But it was just so good, and I'm planning to make some more. But you got to be very careful what you put on your body. The manufacturers don't care. Like I said, the bottom line is money. As long as they can sell the product, they don't care who buys it or what they put in it. And because they know most people aren't going to pay attention to the ingredients anyway. And that's true. Most people don't. But us that want to live healthy, we need to watch the ingredients. But as I was saying, you get back to the potlucks. You go to those, and the worst thing about it is they'll put the desserts up on the counter. And what are they loaded with? Lots and lots of sugar. That's the sad part of it. The last time I went to a fellowship meal was a few months ago. I'll probably go on the 16th because my daughter-in-law will have it again. But I didn't eat any of the desserts that were up there because I wasn't going to. And I thought, if I take a dessert, it's going to be something without sugar, and eat that one. Yeah, sugar, dairy, and chocolate. You're right. Not good for you. So I decided that if I take a dessert, I'm going to take something that I made that doesn't have sugar in it, and I'll eat that. That's true. Too much sugar, and that's the problem. We don't stress that enough as Seventh-day Adventists. We're supposed to be health reformers. But when it comes to eating right, they don't stress what you should and should not eat. They don't talk about limiting sugar in your diet, limiting fats in your diet. People will eat a lot of sugars, they'll eat a lot of fats. Yes, I do. This is a big container that I drink. When it's empty, then I fill it up again. It's a 30-ounce capacity. I do drink a lot of water because it's something we need to drink a lot of. I'm constantly thirsty, and I drink a lot of water. We need to drink it. That's about all I drink is water. I won't drink anything else. I don't have any fruit juices or anything. No, I do. I don't filter it because we don't have chlorine in our water here. However, I do have some spring water, but I basically use that spring water for my recipes that I do, like my soups. I'll make tomato soup or cauliflower soup or broccoli soup or something like that, and I'll put spring water in it. because it'll call for filtered water. So I'll just go to Walmart and I buy the spring water, which is real good. So I do that as well. And I have bought coconut water already. But no, I don't filter it because we don't have chlorine in our water here, which is a good thing. A lot because I don't live right in the city. So since I don't live in the city, we wouldn't have chlorine out here. The ones that live in downtown Eugene and stuff, where my daughter-in-law used to live, yes, that was full of chlorine because she lived right in the city. But I don't. I live in the outskirts. I live about, I would say, might be 7-8 miles from downtown Eugene. I live a little ways, so I'm not real close. And I like where I'm at because I'm out. Oh yes, we all need to drink more water. Please do, because our bodies are made up of water anyway. When you do some research on it, I think about 80% water. Our bodies are made up of water. And you know, in the summertime when you sweat, after what you're doing, you're sweating out all the water. You need to replenish that water that you're sweating out. I drink water by the gallons in the summertime, more so than now, because I constantly sweat it out. You know, it's good to sweat, you know, but you got to replenish what you sweated out, because that water you're losing water. Oh yeah. That's water. Town water does taste disgusting. It depends. If it doesn't have chlorine in it. Now, like I said, I'm drinking tap water, but I don't have chlorine in my water. I'm not in the city limits. I'm in the outskirts. I'm in the rural area. I'm kind of like farming country. There's where there's not much on the road. You know, fields and stuff. I've heard a little bit about it, but I don't know much about vitamin water. I would think it's be okay. Now, I have had some, oh yeah, you do, Darlene, you certainly do. Now, I have drank Smart Water. I asked about Smart Water. I bought some Smart Water about a while back. Now, that's okay to drink, but you got to be careful. You know, don't get, fluoride is dangerous. There's a lot of fluoride in the water, too. We don't have fluoride or chlorine in our water. So that's a good thing, because I don't know why they do that, but they like to put that in the water, you know. But like I said, I do have spring water. I save it for the recipes where I make the tomato soup and the Vitamix and use spring water for that. Oh, thank you, Darlene. Well, I chose not to live in the city. My son and daughter-in-law found this place for me when they took me around to look for places, and this is out in the rural area, and I love it out here. It's quiet out here, and I have to drive a little ways to get into town, which is fine with me, because I don't want to live right in the city. I don't want the houses so close to. In fact, where I live here, the houses aren't real close together. There's a lot of area between houses. You get into the city where you have houses that are butted up right against each other. There's no room. There's like a small little alley or something. Even that, they're so close together. There's no room for anything. Ours are different. They're not that close together, so it makes it nice. You're right. Concrete jungle. That's exactly right. And I've shown where I lived before. I've periscoped before. I live in a nice, quiet area. Not hardly any traffic out here, and that makes it nice. Unless I go on Roosevelt Road out here, people go on that road, and I hear them out there. It's a highway that I have to take to get into town. But other than that, I love it out here because it's quiet. And no, everybody kind of keeps to themselves. I don't have to worry about things happening and things like that, you know. And I have a Walmart close, which is ideal, because I'm only about probably half a mile to a mile away from Walmart, which is ideal. That and Target, they're right across from each other, so I can go there and buy things that I need, you know. And I'm so thankful that Walmart's finally starting to put organic stuff in. Like I said before, organics aren't for everybody, because a lot of people can't afford them. You know, it is expensive, but it is better for you. I only buy organics when I can afford them, and I can't afford them all that much. But I try to buy it when I can. You know, I've got it is expensive, and I've got coconut sugar, and I've got cane sugar, and I've got some almond flour, and I've got different things to make different recipes with. It's just finding recipes, and I'm constantly looking for recipes to do, Googling them or finding them on YouTube, and that's what you have to do. Look for recipes, tweak them yourself, put into them what you want, take out what you don't want, but get in the habit of making your own food. Make your own food. you're going to want to keep doing it. Once I started, I got the Vitamix, and once I started making my own food, I just kept on going. And you can see that I've made a lot of periscopes by making my own food because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy sharing the knowledge that I have with other people so that they can be healthy too, because there's no reason for people to be sick. They don't have to be if they choose not to be. And unfortunately, most people have chosen to eat the way they are. They don't know anything about living healthy because they never have. They've grown up on all the meat, the sugars, and everything that you see in the food aisles now. So they don't know any different. I'll have to admit, I grew up that way too. I grew up eating lots of meat, eating lots of sweets. But now that I'm much, much older, I realize I shouldn't have done it. But when you're a child, you don't think anything about it. And a young adult, you don't think a thing of it. And now as I'm getting older, and I realized that I was living wrong and eating the wrong things, I decided to change that. And I'm glad I have changed it. And I'm glad I can come on here and help other people by helping them change too. But you have to be intuitive. You have to be responsible enough to check your labels all the time and read those ingredients. And it doesn't matter people look at you checking the ingredients out, because you have to do it. You got to be religious on it. Yeah, custards, puddings, yeah, that's right. They sure are. I just pass them by. I'm not going to buy any of that stuff. I don't have to because my daughter-in-law is doing it, but she won't fix anything that's not healthy. Now, however, they are vegetarians. They're not vegan. She does use eggs because they have chickens. She has a side business. She works at our church school here in Oregon, in Pleasant Hill, Oregon, which is about 20 miles from me or so. She works there. Hi, River. Good to see you. Welcome. And she works. She's a secretary at our church school. She makes cakes as a side business. So she puts a lot of sugar in her cakes, so that's where they get the eggs from. So that's why they raise the chickens. So she's still on eggs. She still uses milk. I'm going to try to get them out of that. And they're on cheese, too. My son says, Mom, I know I shouldn't be eating cheese. I know it's not good for me. And that was the hardest thing for me to stop eating, was cheese. Because that was my downfall. I loved cheese. But you know something? I found a recipe that I could make my own cheese. And you know something? It tastes like the cheese without being the actual cheese. And yes, they are. They are very dangerous. You know something? If you want eggs, you can make a chia egg or flax eggs. I'm beginning to find recipes on YouTube now that are vegan where they're not using eggs. Some are and some aren't, but yet they call them vegan. The ones that are using eggs, I'm saying, how can that be vegan? Because they're still putting eggs in them. But some are using flax eggs or chia eggs. And, oh my goodness. Oh, that's terrible, Damon. Well, that'll do it. That'll do it. Nice to see you too, River. When you get salmonella poisoning from eggs, you got to be so careful. It is very good. That was my cheese sauce that I had made. It has potatoes and carrots in it, amongst other things. It's very good. You have your own chicks and put the eggs in. Oh, that's right. There you go, for your dogs. Yeah, you won't eat them. That's right. But like I said, my daughter-in-law, she makes cakes and she sells them. That's her side business. She makes money and sells it so she can buy her own stuff. But that's okay. But I wish that they still didn't eat them. But I'm going to try to help them on that anyway. But, tofu scramble. Oh my goodness. That tofu scramble is delicious. It really, really is. I ate it the other day. I posted it up on Facebook. I posted it up on Instagram. So those following me on Facebook and Instagram should have seen it, that I posted it. It tasted so good. And I really like it. I did a Periscope this morning, River. I did a Periscope making a vegan banana blueberry pancakes. You'll have to watch that scope. I did one earlier. So I've been scoping. This is my third one since Sabbath. So I'm glad you came in, though, that you probably didn't get the notifications. Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. I'm trying to find more recipes to do, and as I find more recipes, I'll come on and do them. I just happened to find that banana blueberry one this morning. Oh yeah, that's that. There you go. It'll bind it up really really well, and that chia is good for that. I've got a lot of chia seeds. I buy them at Walmart in a jar, and I use them whenever I need to. And you know something? I put chia seeds in my smoothies as well. They are so good. It's real good for that. I suggest you can put. And I've also put in my ice cream that I've made. I put chia seeds in there as well. It gives them kind of a different flavor. You know, you can use chia seeds for a lot of things, but they're so healthy for you. And I've seen fennel seeds. I don't really know, or hemp seeds. Excuse me, hemp seeds. I don't know really what you use them for, but I bought some hemp seeds a while back at Walmart. Oh yeah, well they do have an egg substitute, an egg replacer at Walmart for eggs, but I don't use it. I've never bought it, and I have never used it. I thought, well, if I want to make eggs, I'll just make chia seed eggs since I have chia seeds, because that would be much better anyway. I don't need to go and use regular eggs or use the egg replacer. Now, some do use the egg replacer, but I have never tried. Good to see you. Welcome. I have never used the egg replacer. I don't know how good it is now. Early, she's not in here because she's busy right now, but she's used the egg replacer. She says it's okay. And also when it comes to baking powder and baking soda, there again, we shouldn't be using those either. I have substitutes for those that I got at Vitacost, I believe it was, or was it Amazon? I may have got them on Amazon, I think it was. They're called Energy, ENER -G. And they're baking powder and baking soda. If a recipe calls for baking powder or baking soda, what you do is you double the amount of baking soda or baking powder that your recipe calls for when you use the substitute. I put about 7 teaspoons of that baking powder substitute in my pancakes this morning. Oh, you missed it? Well, my food scope I did on my pancakes is still up. You can watch it from this morning. If you didn't come on, it's still there because I do not delete any of my scopes. It's still there, so feel free to watch it. And I'm going to post it up on YouTube, which I have not done yet, but I will post it up on YouTube. But you got to be careful what you put in your body. Be so careful. Get away from things that you shouldn't have. Chocolate we shouldn't be eating. Now, like I said, chocolate was my downfall. I use carob powder or carob chips. Carob powder is a little bit on the stronger side. So I am finding out that when I use anything with carob powder in it, you have to put a little bit of raw cane sugar or something in it to sweeten it up a little bit because it is quite strong. Baking powder. I have what I call, it's a substitute that I bought off of Amazon, Darlene, called Energy, ENER-G. And I got a baking powder substitute and baking soda. When your recipe calls for baking powder or baking soda, the can on the back will tell you to use twice as much as what your recipe calls for. So therefore, the recipe this morning called for 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I put 7 teaspoons of, yes, that's it, right there. I put 7 teaspoons of the Energy in it, the baking powder substitute. That's what I put in it. That's what the can said to do on the back. That stuff, they sell it at Amazon. It's real easy to get. I have never been able to find arrowroot. I don't know where I can get that. I'll have to look for that. I hadn't heard of it either. But I got the information from Erlene because she started using it. She found that as a substitute, and she started using it, and she told me about it. So I looked for it. And I also buy a few things through Vitacost too. Vitacost.com is a website that they have a lot of healthy alternatives. So now you have to be careful because not everything they have is on the healthy side. A lot of it is. That's where I got my carob powder and my carob chips from. You can get cashews there. Arrowroot is tapioca flour. Okay. Same thing. Okay. Well, they do sell tapioca flour at Walmart. So if I get tapioca flour, I didn't realize. Okay. That makes sense because when I see arrowroot, I love to do these recipes that call for arrowroot. But I said, well, what is that? I don't have that. So I'll have to skip that. Now that I see that and I come across that, I can use it because I can buy the tapioca flour at Walmart. You leave it out for 2 or 3 hours. Without a rising agent. Yeah, because it would take yeast, I suppose, to rise. And a lot of people won't use yeast because it's active yeast. and some people can't use it. Although I don't see how you can make a lot of things without it rising, like bread. Now, Alexis, she makes bread that doesn't use yeast. I don't know how she gets it to rise, but I guess she does somehow. But anyway, it's kind of hard to give up some of that stuff, especially if you make bread, they're not the same, but interchangeable. Oh, well, thank you for telling me that, Darlene, because maybe I could probably I can look for some arrowroot someplace. I don't know if Amazon has it. Different plant, but interchangeable. I may try to... Hi, Fiona. Good to see you. Welcome. Long time no see. I may try to find some arrowroot at Amazon and get some to that. Because I do buy a lot of things off of Amazon. What did the ancient Israelites use for leaven? That's a good question. I think we'd have to research that out. I'm not really sure. I have no idea. What they used. I had no idea. We think we'd go back to those days. We're going to have to get back to the days of what Jesus gave in the Garden of Eden eventually. But, I'm doing great. Good to see you, Theola. It's been a long time. Oh, yeah. They say you can make bread without yeast. I haven't tried that yet, River. I don't know what you can do to make it rise. But I'm going to have to figure that one out. I have to ask Alexis, because she makes bread without using yeast in it. So I really don't know how she does that. Good, welcome, Diamond Stars. Good to see you. So I'll have to ask her. But I hope and pray that we can all start living better. Because if you don't live better, and start eating better, you're not going to be healthy. Because you're gonna die prematurely. A lot of young people that are having heart attacks your high school students that have heart attacks when they're playing basketball, makes me wonder if they're eating wrong. They must be, because you can live a little longer. You're gonna prolong your life. I know our days are numbered, and somebody told me that on one of my YouTube videos. They got real smart with me about it, but it can help. It'll help you feel better anyway. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because we're not going to be the way we're eating now on this earth. We're certainly not going to eat that way in heaven. Yeah, I know. Well, we know why he died. He died because he struck the rock instead of speaking to it. They were in the wilderness. God told him to speak to the rock, and he struck it to get water out of it, and that's why he wasn't able to go into the promised land. But we have to be very careful what we put in our bodies. We want to be healthy, and sure, I understand you don't have to be vegan, but it does help. You mean Moses Mason? I don't know. He was 72 years old. Maybe it's just his time to go. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to be vegan to live longer, but you should stop putting things in your body that aren't healthy for you, like meats, for one thing. Meats are killers. They'll slowly kill you. Mix flour with water, leave on the kitchen counter for at least 3 to 5 days to develop. Is that how you make your yeast? Is that how much flour to how much water, River? Because processed meats. All your meats are processed. We know they go through a lot of process. And the poor animals, what they go through to be slaughtered for us. Yes, nuts are good. That's why I drink a lot of nut milk. I drink almond milk, cashew milk, and make my own. I made my own cashew milk. I've made my own almond milk already. And I make my own almond butter, cashew butter. You can do all that yourself. You can sit it under a tree? Oh, I've never heard of that. Even better. But what does it hurt if it gets rain in it, or do you have to cover it up? Because I've never heard of that. Do you have to cover it up or leave it out in the open? Because this is something I'm learning from everybody else. Doing this Periscope, I'm learning from you. A little half cup to make the dough. Same method as sourdough. Oh, thank you, River. Thank you for the information. Wow. I'm really, giving this Periscope, I'm learning a lot from you. Like, like you're learning from me. This is wonderful because it'll help me understand too. If I want to make bread, I don't have to use yeast. That's great. I'm so thankful you came on, River. I'm going to have to do a lot of research on that stuff too, because you know something? We're helping each other. We can all learn from each other. You learn from me and I learn from you. And it all goes together because I want to be healthy for a long time. I don't want to die prematurely. Because a lot of people, like I said, the boys that are on the basketball team and they have a heart attack playing basketball, makes you wonder, what are they putting in their body? What caused their heart to get so bad, so young? Yeah, that's how they did it in the old days. Yeah, you're probably right, Darlene. I didn't think about that. You're so right. Yeah, well, we need to get back to those days, don't we? We need to get back to what God gave us in the Garden of Eden. I know a lot of people say, ask her what she said to do, and she'll get back with you, Dana. Just comment back to her. But we need to be a little more religious on what God did not eat McDonald's. Oh my goodness. I knew I'd have a scoffer coming in here. McDonald's is not good for you. Meat's going to kill you. It's going to kill you for as sure as I'm sitting here. It's slowly going to kill you. We're not meant to eat the meat. God never ate. He made the animals, but he didn't eat it. We're supposed to eat the plants and fruits of the garden. That's what God gave us in the first place. And that's what we're going to have when we get up to heaven. Yeah, it is. It was an awful thing to say, wasn't it? Because he's scoffing at God. God, woe unto him. That's all I can say. We're not going to be eating McDonald's food in heaven. You're not going to be eating the chicken, the beef, the pork, the fish, or anything like that in heaven. We're going to be having good food in heaven. We're going to have the plants, the fruits and the vegetables of the garden is all we're going to be eating in heaven. That's what we're going to be eating. We're going to be eating the fruits and the plants of the garden. That's right. McDonald's wasn't around in BC. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This guy's really making fun. That's gone. Goodbye. Oh my goodness. Wow. Those people, that guy, you get people, you talk about vegetarian stuff, vegan, and people are going to come in here and try to talk you out of it. They're going to tell you that you're crazy, They think I'm crazy for being a vegan, And people have told me, well, how in the world do you get your protein from your fruits and vegetables? They don't understand you can get your proteins from fruits and vegetables. If they're fixed properly, you can get a lot of the proteins. Juicing is a good way to get a lot of your fruits and vegetables. I prefer juicing and making a smoothie than a regular juicer, and I'll tell you why. Because when you put your fruits into a Vitamix or a Blendtec or whatever, a high-tech blender, when you juice that stuff, you're not losing the nutrients. A juicer, you're losing the nutrients because you have all the pulp that comes out the back. That's the best part of the fruit that you're losing. And so if you put it in the Vitamix, you're getting everything. You're getting of course, the apples. I don't put the core or anything in there. I core them, but you're getting everything, the peeling and everything that you're supposed to have. That's where the nutrients are, the most of all. Yeah, they're here to annoy us. You're right, Joey. They're here to annoy us. But I suggest that don't get a juicer. Get high performance blender like a Blendtec or a Vitamix or whatever, and use that and do your smoothies or do your juices because you're going to get more benefit from it. Of course, you're going to get a lot of benefit from it eating it raw as well. I eat a lot of oranges raw, eat apples raw, pears. All that is good for it. Oh, well, I don't really want to put the core in it, and I'll tell you why. Apple core, it's got stuff in there you don't want to eat, Oh, YouTube Amazing. Yeah, I know. I love YouTube Amazing Discoveries. I can't remember what I heard about the apple core. It's got a chemical in it you don't want to eat. It can kill you. So I core my apple. I don't put that in the Vitamix. I know they say you can, but I don't do that because I don't want to get sick. So I core it first and then I just cut it. Of course I take the stem off too, and arsenic. That's right. You're right. I couldn't think what it was, darling. That's right. It's got arsenic in it. You don't want to eat the core. Maybe a little is okay, but I don't think very much. But I'd rather just core it and then just be done with it. Core it, take it out, and then just leave the peeling on and just put it in the Vitamix the way it is. Juice without the fiber. Um, yeah, well, I've always been told differently, River. Um, I had a juicer at one time, and I could see when I was juicing. I had a Jack LaLanne juicer. When I was juicing, I could see the pulp coming out of the back. And how much of it you lose? You lose so much through the pulp. Or if you put it in your high-speed blender, like your Vitamix or your Blendtec, you don't lose any of it. It's all there, and you're drinking it. Of course, some people say they'd rather eat the fruit than drink it, but yeah, he did. He made fiber for a reason. And I think we don't want to lose the fiber by juicing. That's why I don't have a juicer, because I don't want to lose that fiber. I'd rather keep it all. Juice without the fiber is better for detoxing. Well, you know something? I haven't been even doing it that way. I've been doing smoothies and stuff like that, and I've still been losing weight. My body is I'm still getting all the toxins out of my body 2-3 times a day, and I don't have to tell you what it is, but 2-3 times a day I'm getting the toxins out of my body. So see, I'm not even doing that. So it's working. We just have to be diligent and continue on what we started. And that's why I'm going to keep doing this, because I feel that I've accomplished something. I'm looking better. People are telling me I'm looking better. However, like I said before, it's hard for me to tell it in the face, because I don't see what you see. We never do. I perceive things differently than you see. But you say it, I'm looking better, so I accept the fact that I am looking better. I mean, and it's taken a while. I didn't put this on overnight, and I'm not going to lose it overnight, but I can tell that my clothes are fitting better. My sleeping patterns are much better. In fact, I fall asleep a lot earlier now, and I sleep a lot longer. So I guess it is working. Yeah, you're probably right, Dana. Yeah, I like to make smoothies. I don't make as many as I should, but I do like making smoothies once in a while. Okay, thank you for coming in, Darlene. Have fun cleaning house. Take care, and God bless. Talk to you later. Goodbye. But, I'm just so thankful that I was able to come on here and help everybody, because you've helped me too by some of the recipes that you've been putting up here, the things you've been saying to do, because it's helped me that I didn't know anything about. Yeah, I've heard of that too. I've heard of that. You're right. Basically, I think when I go as much as I go, it's almost like an enema, because I go so much. It's funny, but it is. But I'm getting the toxins out of my body. But I never realized, eating wrong as I was, how much toxins I build up in my body. I don't think anybody does. You eat wrong for years, and you build up those toxins, and then when you start eating right, then you start losing those toxins, and you keep losing them and keep losing them, and you wonder, wow, when is this going to stop? It just keeps going and going and going. So I build up an awful lot of toxicity, and now I've got to get rid of it all. Okay, take care, Nico, and good to see you. Have a great day. Until the baby, I said hi. Bye-bye. But, I'm so thankful for the two people come on here and help me, because you've helped me as much as I help you. Yeah, I know. I know. The only time I've ever had an enema is when I was pregnant and about to give birth. I had enemas then, and I didn't like them then, so I know I wouldn't like them now either, because I don't care for them too well. But I suppose they're all there. When you need them, you need them. They need to do the job, and if they do the job, then that's all well and good. Even if I don't like them, if I need them, I'm going to have to do it. But anyway. I'm going to have to get off of here in a few minutes, but I just thank you all for taking the time to come in here and share with me, and I was able to share with you, because you've given me valuable information. I hope I've also given you valuable information that you can take and use in your daily life too. Oh, thank you so much, River. That's wonderful for you to say that. And you're doing an amazing job coming in these periscopes and helping me as well, because you're telling me things that I didn't really know before. And it's wonderful, because I want to do everything I can to be healthy. And the more, the merrier. That's what I say. And like I said, I'm thankful Philip is still on here, and I'm thankful for the time that he has taken to give his health nuggets and tell people about the benefits of carrots and not using carrageenan and stuff like that, because I learned so much from you people, and I'm hoping that you're learning from me too. So I think I'm going to go for now. I'm not probably won't be back on today, but I may come on again tomorrow sometime when I find another recipe. But I think I'm going to go for now. But I thank you all for coming in, the live viewers now and the replay viewers later. I hope you all have a great day. God bless. Take care. I love you all, and bye-bye.